They say anything can happen on Wrestle Lost. Welcome to Wrestle Lost, folks.
Ah, yes, it's the dad here. It's the Wrestle Lost Derbycast.
The sniper.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wrestle Lost. A little bit of a different look for now. We don't have our news guy Johnny with us because he was running an errand real quick. That sort of came up. But if all works out, he's going to work his way in before we end. So I got a couple of things I want to talk about. I know it's not your typical news as intricate as Johnny goes, but hey, it's something. So let's roll with it. Here's my question. Here's how I want to start it off. I have a question for Andrew because Seth Rollins has given an answer to this question. So I want to see who pops into your mind. So in an interview, Seth Rollins says that he knows who he would want to play him in case they did a biopic. Hearing that, did anyone pop into your mind as far as who you would have play Seth Rollins in a biopic? Because I'm gonna put it this way: the person he said. Not only do I love the person because I think he's great, but I think look-wise, we'd have to see how he would act. But look-wise, I think it's perfect.
So you're saying he's not a current actor?
Kind of. Off and on is what I'm going to say. Off and on between acting and music. That's all I'm going to say. Narrow it down a little bit for you. Think what I would like, obviously.
I don't know. But when you first said it, you know what popped in my mind? Him portraying the Joker in that WrestleMania commercial. Have Joaquin Phoenix play him.
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, why not?
If they were to go that route, I think Joaquin Phoenix would have to thin out a little bit. I think he's a little bit too full to play Seth Rollins. He would have to get more in shape.
Oh, yeah.
To play someone like Seth Rollins. But I said it was perfect in my eyes. He would have to gain a little bit of muscle. But as far as like facial and the way he looks, right now, it's perfect in that aspect. Seth Rollins says that he would have Jared Leto play him in a biopic.
And it's still a Joker. Oh.
Yeah, it's still that's why whenever you said the Joker, I'm like, I swear, if he says Jared Leto, he nailed that shit. But yeah, if like they both have long hair, Jared Leto in his band 30 Seconds to Mars has done like the blonde highlights halfway down, just like Seth Rollins sort of does. So as far as the face and the hair, we know Jared Leto can act, so that's no problem. The voice, I'm sure he could work around with it and sort of nail it. But he would have to gain some muscle. But other than that, man, I think that would be perfect. And as far as wrestling goes, Jared Leto has to be a very healthy and active person to be in 30 Seconds to Mars, as active as he is on stage. I don't know if you've seen any live performances of his, but I have seen many of them. And some of the stuff he has done, yeah, he needs to be fairly fit for that. So I could see it happening. I hope one day they do it. at least in the next 10 years, because eventually we all get older and it starts to show. So if you are going to do it while Jared Leto can still do it.
Then you would have Jessica Chastain play Becky. Oh,
Sure. I don't know. Now that you said Jessica Chastain, like, that's not a bad choice. And I like her as an actress, so you would have two of my favorites in the movie, and I would be totally down for that shit. So, hell yeah. If they do it, I'm gonna be there. So, hell yeah. Let's fucking roll with it. Now that Seth has said it. Have you heard of whose contracts are wrapping up next year for WWE? Top stars that they still haven't had any sort of new deal on the table. I think Johnny has brought it up once, but I want to see if you remember.
was Drew one of them?
Yes.
How many are there?
It's 3 that I know of, possibly 4.
I think Ray was one of them, wasn't he?
That's someone I didn't think of, but I think his deal is up next year. So the names that I know is Drew McIntyre, who you said. I believe Sheamus's deal is up next year. Becky Lynch. I believe Kevin Owens and Rey Mysterio. So that's 5 top stars who have a chance of going anywhere else. What do you think would happen with some of those? Who do you think they re-sign? Who don't they re-sign?
They're going to keep Becky. They got to keep Becky. I think Kevin stays because of Sammy, his best friend.
Yeah.
I think Ray's. He's got the most interesting career because he's been there before. He left, did everything, come back. He could do that again. And he's probably one of the guys that fit in perfect over AEW.
Yeah, but you also have to factor in
Dom
and also Ray's age, because even though he still can go, how much of a risk is he still willing to take? Because if he goes to AEW, even though he did was it All In, the first All In, before it was AEW, I don't know if he could keep up that pace every single week, unless if he gets the Edge treatment where it's just a special attraction. And most of the time it's just him on the mic. But that's really not Ray's style.
No, they don't have to use Ray every week, every other week, or give him the Daniel Bryan treatment.
Yeah. Because they also have many shows that they now are all spread through. So what show do you put him on? What show don't you put him on? There's a lot of stuff that needs to be answered before I think he would go over there. But that's a possibility. And then there's who's left? Sheamus and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Drew's been champion other places too. TNA. Yeah. So I can see him doing that. I don't know about Sheamus. Sheamus is a tough one though.
Yeah. I think Sheamus is more of a WWE style of guy. Because I could easily see Drew McIntyre going over to AEW and like instantly having a match with Lance Archer, Samoa Joe, people along those lines.
Keith Lee.
Yeah, Keith Lee.
Big Bill.
Yeah, I could see him going over there and doing that, but I don't see Sheamus doing that just because of the questions of how healthy he actually is, because he was away for quite a while with a big injury and
Yeah.
no one knew his status. So me, if I was Sheamus, I wouldn't risk it. But I do agree with you that WWE needs to keep Becky Lynch. If they don't, that would be a hell of a loss for them. What's up, 6 tier? How's it going? Thanks for coming through, man. Yeah, I would definitely keep Becky Lynch. Ray is a question mark. There's a lot of question marks on some of them, but definitely keep Becky Lynch. I could see Ray staying in WWE more than going to AEW. But yeah, that was just one of the things I wanted to bring up because those names are definitely some top stars. So, yeah. Last week, we talked about Danielson and what his status was. Have you heard of what happened with him during the Andrade match?
Broken orbital bone.
Yeah, broken orbital bone, man. So this is I say a bit funny just because of the way it went down as far as the timeline, because not even 5 minutes after we ended our last live, it came out that he had messed up his orbital bone. And this was right after we said, we think he's going to be fine. When he obviously isn't.
Wasn't.
Yeah. But the question mark there, or as far as how his recovery is going to go as far as timeline, I don't think it's going to take that long, because even though I don't have the exact date on me, New Japan has already said that at their next Wrestle Kingdom show, he's going to be facing Kazuchika Okada. So that's going to be, from what I've heard, his first match back from this injury. So I'm just hoping he's not rushing it, because that's not an injury to mess with. It's pretty damn serious. Would you be comfortable watching that match knowing what injury he has right now?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to be fine, but we also know that he's had his fair share of not being quite honest as far as how his health is, but pretty sure Tony cracks down on that more than WWE did back in the day with him, especially with everything he's had going on. So I'm interested to see how that match will go, because that has to be, if not the main event, then definitely top of the card. So I think this is my final thing. It is, because the next picture I had was a picture of my dog. So the last one I have as far as our news. We have expressed our excitement for Iron Claw, the movie that's coming out in December. We are going to be there if we can, opening weekend, which is more likely going to happen. And even though we don't know most of the actors that are in it, we definitely know Zac Efron. Even though,
Kevin, I believe.
Do you know Jeremy Allen White?
Not by name.
Not by name. Do you know the show Shameless?
I've heard of it. I've seen commercials for it.
So you probably wouldn't know him by name, but he's the one that plays Lip Gallagher in Shameless. So that's what most people would know him for. In an interview, Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White, and Harris Dickinson, who I don't know who that is as an actor. I've never heard his name, but they are all three some of the top stars in that movie. And they have all said that if they were called upon and if they were needed, they would be willing to get into a wrestling ring for real. What do you think about that?
Whoa. I don't know how I feel about that. Because a lot of the wrestling movies, you have wrestlers play other characters.
Yeah.
This, you have top stars playing wrestlers. I just want to know how much training did they go through to film this movie?
Yeah.
How much wrestling experience do they really have?
Yeah.
I know they had wasn't MJF there, and he probably gave him some pointers and things like, "Hey, this is how you take them up. This is how things go in the real wrestling world."
And I'm pretty sure MJF was not the only wrestler brought in.
Probably not. They probably have a wrestling coordinator and all this other stuff.
Yeah. They probably had some ex-talent there, kind of as advisors, in case anybody needed some pointers and stuff like that. So pretty sure they had a little bit of help other than MJF.
I wonder if Kevin was there teaching them how to put on the Iron Claw.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if he
I wouldn't either.
Because if they are making a movie about your family and you had a chance for them to bring you in, I'm pretty sure they would take it.
I wonder if his boys are in him with movies.
We'll know in December.
Maybe his boys played like other wrestlers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like indie talent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before I say anything like concrete as far as what I think about what they said, I would have to watch the movie before I make that judgment call. But just going by what I know and what I've seen, the only person I think could come in and definitely like hold his zone is probably Zac Efron. But not like as a main event type of thing. Gonna have a special attraction for WrestleMania or something like that.
Right.
But something serious, definitely not. I don't see Jeremy Allen White doing it.
Any of them could probably be better than Snoop. What Snoop did at Mania.
Yeah.
when he took out Miz.
Yeah. I mean, they could probably do better than Snoop. But that's all it would be, a special attraction.
Did me piss you off?
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Would they be better than Bad Bunny?
Yes. That shouldn't have even been a question, man. Okay, like I wasn't going to say anything because this is not something I wanted to bring up. But obviously we're closer to WrestleMania season or Rumble season to WrestleMania with the end of the year coming up. But there have been talks as to if they're going to bring in Bad Bunny to do anything for this WrestleMania. Bring in Zac Efron to beat his ass. We have celebrity versus celebrity. Zac Efron versus Bad Bunny. And you put whoever you want in his corner. Hell, if okay, hear me out. So they announced that it's going to be celebrity versus celebrity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zac Efron versus Bad Bunny. And they hype up the fact and they bring up the fact that Zac Efron has had someone in his corner secretly training him, secretly helping him, and that person is going to be in his corner at WrestleMania. And that is how you debut MJF in WWE. He was the one training.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
Where did you think I was going?
Kevin Von Erich in his corner training him.
Well, I mean, you could do that as well because
he's playing Kevin in the movie.
Yeah, well, you could have both of them in his corner, or either or. If you want to have Kevin in his corner, that works as well. But either both of them or one or the other, either way, it would work. I just want to see someone beat Bad Bunny's ass. And why not have Zac Efron do it? If you are going to do that sort of a thing now that these comments were made, sure, fuck it. Why not? Let's do it. But, yeah, I just thought that was a couple of interesting things that have been rolling around on Twitter these last couple of days. More on the entertainment side than the actual WWE serious side, pro wrestling serious side. But again, we didn't have Johnny here, so I had to come up with a couple of things last minute because he wasn't able to send me his notes. So that was a fun little road to go down. Now that we've gone through a little bit of news there, I'm going to go over to Drew and get his moment for WWE.
Like the last few weeks, I'm going to NXT. Let's go with Halloween Havoc Night 2. It started off with a tables, ladders, and scares match, which is great.
Yeah.
No, the Creed brothers versus, I'm not even sure what they call themselves. It's Humberto and Angel Garza.
Yeah.
And coming off the win from the night before from Raw, the Creed brothers put up a good showing. This was probably one of the most action-packed, violent matches in NXT in a long time. And what else did we have? We had the title match for the NXT title between Trick and Dragunov. And not Trick, Carmelo and Dragunov. And that is Trick was a good match back and forth. And right as Carmelo was going for the win, Trick comes out and stares him down. Dragunov gets the win, so. And there's a stare off between those two, so we're trying to figure out who attacked Trick. And then you jump to the back, and Baron Corbin's beating down Dragunov. He wants next.
Which I'm fine with, and I would be glad to see, because even though he's gone back to his lone wolf gimmick, still really, and again, I don't really watch much NXT, so I'm not the best one to bring this up or ask this question, but I would think that even though he is lone wolf, again, he hasn't been the big focus that he needs to be, seeing as he's been on main roster before and he had a very big buzz around him. I think they need to do better. So to have him up there against Dragunov, I think is a good move.
Right. Besides Jey Uso, before that, he was the last person to pin Roman.
Yeah. and hey, think of that. we've all been asking the question of who can dethrone Roman. It sure as hell, to my anger, wasn't LA Knight. Yeah.
No. Oh.
Like, we'll touch on that here in a bit. But, yeah. I mean, if they were to want to build him up and go down the route of having Baron Corbin face Roman Reigns and pull out the story that he was one of the last ones to beat him, sure. Why the fuck not? So that is definitely one way I would go if I was working with him. But hey, we'll see what they decide to do. But do you have anything else to say about Halloween Havoc?
Thea and what's her name? Not Gigi, the other one. JC Jane almost pulled off the upset and took the women's tag titles from Piper, and it was a good match too. But Andre Chase wouldn't let JC Jane cheat. That's what cost him the match.
Understandable. Don't want that cheating out there. Don't be a... Well, you can go back and forth with the cheating. Depends on who the person is and if you like them or not. But
Mr. Irrelevant Andre Chase.
Yeah. Like, I know him just because I think he could have a bigger role, and if he did, I would find it believable because I actually kind of like the guy. But,
hey, he's one half the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Well, there you go. So was that all of the important parts for Halloween Havoc?
Yeah, mostly, yeah.
All right. Well, now that he has graced us with his presence and he showed up at a decent time during our first set of moments here, I'm going to go over to Johnny and put him on the spot and get his moment for WWE.
So, okay, since we're doing this after Crown Jewel, I can bring up one of my moments from Crown Jewel. So, after the first match was Seth Rollins versus Drew for the world title, which Seth won. After the match, Damian Priest comes out with the briefcase with the referee. He's going to cash in, but before he can make it official, he gets attacked. Someone came out to the crowd wearing a hood, came out and then attacked him, and turned out to be Sami Zayn. What was funny about it was Sami Zayn stole the Money in the Bank briefcase. So this brings up some scenarios here that I'm going to go ahead and just fantasy book. So now that Sami has a briefcase, what if they have a ladder match, Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest, either at Survivor Series or maybe the Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve Raw, because those are both going to be on a Monday, and Sami Zayn wins and he goes on to Royal Rumble to face Roman for the title, or possibly maybe whoever Roman challenges against at the Rumble. Depending on the actor strike still going on, might be Cena, but who knows at this point? But whatever the case, Sami Zayn could cash in after that match, beat Roman, and they could set up a rematch 1 year on at Elimination Chamber in February. Sami versus Roman.
Yeah, it definitely creates a lot of different scenarios that could happen. And who knows? We're definitely going to get the start of getting some of those answers tonight as far as which road they want to head down.
Yeah.
But I personally, as soon as I saw that happen, immediately thought, if for some reason, which I know there was a big if, as to there wasn't a big if he would win or not. If Roman were to retain, I would just have had Sammy come out, like try and cash in on Roman. I thought that would have been pretty entertaining to see. But yeah, they're gonna play the long game here. We're gonna see what they decide starting tonight, I hope. But yeah, that was definitely interesting because as soon as Damian Priest came out, I got loud, man. I was kind of freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
I thought he was finally going to cash in. But hey, it keeps the story going. And there hasn't been really a big focus on Senor Money in the Bank as far as what they were going to do with him in his briefcase lately. But this is the start of something. So I will take it. So for my moment, I'm also going to stick to Crown Jewel. And I'm just going to say, for all the haters out there, Logan Paul motherfuckers, your new United States champion motherfuckers, saving Rey Mysterio's ass from breaking his head,
Yes.
Yes.
tear off his body motherfuckers.
Yeah.
What y'all think about that? Look,
He is safe. He is a safe wrestler.
yeah, here's what I'm gonna say. A lot, and it's nothing we haven't said before. That a lot of people don't want to give Logan the credit as far as what they've seen him do in WWE since he came in. What first year, well, I'd say first year, but I'm just going to say rookie. What rookie wrestler do you know would be able to immediately act the way he did, lunge forward, down on one knee to catch Rey Mysterio, literally an inch from spiking himself onto
Right.
the mat? That was crazy. And people on Twitter, as soon as the match ended and they were able to get on there and say what they thought, people that I know, that I follow, that aren't the biggest Logan Paul fans, were saying that is a veteran move he just pulled. And I agree. You have to give credit where credit is due. And he did a hell of a thing. And he had another hell of a match. The moonsault he pulled from the corner, that was beautiful. Moves like that is why you need to watch Logan Paul. Because, yes, he was an amateur boxer. Yes, he's social media superstar, as they call him. Yes, young and stupid, like I have said here.
Yeah.
We were all young and stupid at one point. But he has respect for pro wrestling. Grew up watching it, is putting in the work, and it shows. So if y'all haven't watched his match at Crown Jewel, or hell, any of his match with Roman Reigns was greatness. And even though he won because his manager gave him brass knucks and he used them, it's still a win. Even though it wasn't air quotes clean win. I don't know what they're going to do from here on out as far as his championship reign, because he's not around all that much. So it leaves that question. But also, I would think that the story between him and Rey isn't over, just because after the match, Rey was like, hey, you know what you did. You know what you did. So yeah, I don't think that's over yet. And I'm just gonna point out what Kevin said. Logan Paul is still an asshat. Hey, you can think that if you want. That's fine. Okay. Because I kind of sort of agree with you, but I'm trying to focus mainly on the in ring and what he does in that aspect. So I'm 50-50 on this one, more like 75-25. But yeah, I like what he did. What did y'all think about Logan's match?
I actually still haven't gotten around to watching it, but I did see the moment where he saved him.
Yeah.
I went in hoping Logan would win. I think it. Because I wanted to piss off the universe. This is pissing off the WWE universe, and that's what I want.
Kevin even more.
It's one of the things that sets Twitter on fire.
Yeah, he does, and he knows what he's doing because after the pack, like as soon as he won, as soon as he made it into the back, he shot a promo with him in the belt, and he's just doing what Logan Paul does, stoking the fire. So I think this is a good move. He can go on his podcast with the belt.
Yeah.
Go on morning shows, whatever type of show he wants to go to. Yeah, he's gonna have to start putting in more work now that he has the belt. So I'm hoping we see that in the coming weeks.
Now he can team with Dominic, and now he's the U.S. champion. Dominic's the North American champ.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They rule the continent.
There you go. Yeah, let's do some shit, man. I'm down for it. Yeah, I love Logan Paul being champion.
A couple more things to discuss about Crown Jewel before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
After Seth's match, Seth posted his win on X, and Will Ospreay responded with the eye emojis.
Yes.
And Seth responded back to him and said, "The water's warm over here. The water's warmer over here." And Will Ospreay did announce Friday that he's not resigning with New Japan when his contract's up in February.
So I don't know how busy your day has been today. I don't know if you've been able to pay much attention to X.
No.
But the talks is starting to happen again on Twitter. I don't know if there has been any further as far as serious communication between Will Ospreay and WWE, but there is talks out there that there have been conversations.
Yes. Yeah.
Lately.
Yeah.
Recently. I don't know how serious those conversations are, but with Will Ospreay saying he's not going to re-sign with New Japan, and even though he is doing some stuff in AEW right now, that could easily change, and it could be easily wrapped up.
Right.
He wants to come into WWE.
Also, speaking of Japanese wrestlers, we got a return on Saturday of Kairi Sane.
Yeah.
During the Io and Bailey match.
Bianca,
yeah, sorry.
Bailey was out there.
Yeah, Bailey
was out there.
I got my B's mixed up.
You got your B's mixed up. It happens to the best of us.
I got my bitches mixed up.
Oi, oh.
Whoa.
Okay. That sounds like something more I would say. Wow, you went there.
I don't know. Lately, Freddie's been saying I've been slowly like turning.
Yeah, he's from what I've seen these last couple of days, and just the way Johnny's been talking at work. Yeah, he's definitely turned heel.
Johnny's did a heel turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. As soon as I'm assuming she came out of the crowd because that's what makes sense.
Yeah.
As soon as she popped on screen, I had the same thought as other people had, and I just wasn't expecting her to be there. I know they've been wanting to bring her in and to bring her back, but yeah, I just wasn't expecting Kyrie Zane that night, so it was a genuine surprise for me.
Yeah, because even that morning, PW Insider were saying that she was going to be debuting at Crown Jewel. They had already spoiled it.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to pay attention to other stuff.
Hmm.
It was real early in the morning,
Yeah.
so I haven't really looked around like I normally do. I just let it happen. Stayed off my phone. If I wasn't texting Andrew or calling him for a reason, I was just watching.
And the reason they booked Gunther on this other house show in New York over the weekend is because just like Ray Phoenix, he's having some visa issues, so he wasn't able to go to Saudi, and he's also not going to be able to go to Australia for Elimination Chamber either. But by the time they go to Germany, he'll be good.
Yeah.
Which they should by then he should be headlining the show.
Oh yeah. So some would totally agree with you, and
So maybe he's the one to take it from Roman in Germany.
Or Cody.
Yeah, I still don't know what you do here, because if you're gonna do Cody, that's more of a WrestleMania match again.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do Gunther, this is what makes sense.
Yeah, but then in order to do that, Roman still has to be champion all the way until then. I mean, you could have him lose it and then get back, but I
Yeah.
don't think they want to do that.
Well, when's Germany again?
And September, same day as All Out.
Yeah, okay. So have Cody win at Mania, and then have Gunther take it from Cody in Germany.
Oh yeah, have Cody headlining at WWE pay-per-view opposite. Well, not opposite, it was a few hours earlier, but same day as AEW pay-per-view.
Yeah. And they're both in Europe.
Yeah.
No, this is All Out.
Oh, all right.
Not
Oh,
only-
all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too many shows to think of too far away.
Yeah.
But hey, it would be interesting.
That's what I would do. That's how I do it. So Roman's got to lose it eventually. Why not have Cody take it at Mania, then have Gunther take it from Cody in Germany?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think I could. Like, I'm gonna forcefully have to if that's what happens, but I don't know how much more I can take, and I don't think I can wait until next September.
Yeah, I'm tired of Roman.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Like we said, me and Freddie was like, it was a great show until the end. Yeah.
yeah,
Because it was
Yeah.
the same end we've seen in every
yeah.
Yeah.
pay-per-view Roman's been in defending his title. Somebody from
90,
Bloodline helps him win, and he wins. We're tired of it. It happens every time.
Yeah.
yeah, 90 to 95% of Crown Jewel was a perfect show. It was down to the very end when the whole interference happened and Roman retained. Nobody came out to cash in. Nothing else happened. We just went off the air with the same thing. That is what I hated the most, because I was genuinely having a good time. Like, Crown Jewel was perfect until the end. So yeah, I just wish he would lose it already. But yeah, happy to see Kyrie Zane back. Happy to have Logan Paul as the United States champion. And yeah, just wait to see what happens on Raw tonight. It's going to be a very interesting Raw. There's a chance for it to be very interesting.
There's a word of other returns, like maybe the return of Saray from NXT. Not Saraya, Saray.
Yeah.
Also, there's already talks that Mercedes Moné may be coming back too.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. There's plenty of talks happening. And
Those talks are Randy too.
Yeah.
Well, Randy's going to be at. Say it. He's going to be at Survivor Series.
Yeah. That's the news going into Survivor Series, is that he's going to be there.
And I know I wasn't around for the news, but I'll just go ahead and say that Eric from Viking Raider just had successful neck fusion surgery. He had his C6 and C7 fused. Also, Strowman's recovery is going well from his neck fusion surgery, and Big E is still up in the air as far as he is concerned.
I think it's been too long since we've heard anything from Big E, and since his injury happened, I just consider it as he's just, if he does come back, he's either going to be a part-timer or on commentary.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to go like he used to.
No.
He can still be a part of New Day. He can still come out with them and do like the funny bits and stuff like that. But as far as in ring, it's going to be either part-time or he's done. Whatever's the safest for him. And since we brought up injuries as like with Big E, I want to ask you about something I brought up on the news, because not long after we ended our last live where we said Bryan Danielson was good to go as far as we knew, it came out that he had broken orbital.
Yeah. So were you going to talk about how he got that injury?
I already talked about it during the news bit.
The collar and elbow tie-up?
Yeah. In the Andrade match?
Yeah,
we talked about it. But, hey, it looks like he's going to be good to go to face Okada.
Yeah, because it has been announced. It was announced over the weekend at New Japan's show that Danielson and Okada will be facing off at Wrestle Kingdom.
It's also announced on Collision, I think.
Yeah, I think they did on there.
Maybe I haven't finished watching Collision yet.
Yeah. So we've had our moments for WWE, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit to the news because there's a couple of questions I want to ask you that I already asked Andrew.
Yeah.
So the first one is they did an interview with Seth Rollins where I don't know exactly how it was brought up, but he stated if they were to do a biopic of him, who he would want to play him. And I'll give you the same hints that I gave Andrew. Part-time, it's more like full-time musician, part-time actor, but it could be 50-50 depending on how you look at it. But he has named who he thinks the perfect person would be to play him.
Is it Jack Black?
No.
Okay.
Nacho Libre.
It's not Jack Black.
It's not Nacho Libre.
No, it's not Nacho. No.
But you said my musician and actor. So.
Yeah, it is. He is like, even though he's been very more full-time with his music than acting, he's still had some pretty significant acting roles. Yeah. So Is Jack Black really your answer, or do you have someone else? Because it's not Jack Black. We already let you know.
But that was a funnier answer than mine.
Yeah, that really was. So I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna say who Andrew said.
Yeah.
Andrew said Joaquin Phoenix, and
Okay.
I think that was a pretty good answer, but it was still wrong.
I was going off the fact that Seth played the Joker in the
Yeah.
WrestleMania commercial, so have the Joker play him.
Who's into music?
Think what I like.
Well, I don't know if he's ever acted. I mean, I would, because knowing that you like, I was thinking Corey Taylor. But
And you know what? As soon as you said knowing what you like, the first thing that popped into my mind is he's going to say Corey Taylor. And he's had some acting roles in like minor movies, but nothing very serious. But hey, he's had long hair before, and Seth Rollins
Who's
has
Corey
long
Taylor?
hair. So what?
Corey, I went to a high school with a guy named Corey Taylor. So yeah, but no, it's not him.
That can't be a serious question, kid. You have to know who Corey Taylor is. Do you not know who Corey Taylor is? Did you not know Slipknot?
Okay, I know Slipknot. I don't know all the people behind.
Do you not know Stone Sour? All right, I'm gonna let this slip.
Is it Trent Reznor?
No, but another decent answer though. I will say this. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know who he said. So Seth Rollins said if they were gonna do a biopic of him, the perfect choice, if it was up to him, would be Jared Leto.
Okay.
And if you know 30 Seconds to Mars,
Yes.
he's had a lot of different hairstyles, but he's had like the half brown, half blonde before.
Do you remember the new Blade Runner movie? Blade Runner 2049? Him in that looks like Seth Rollins.
Yeah. I think it could work. So, yeah, Seth Rollins wanting Jared Leto to play him in a biopic. I approve 1,000,000%. Let's do this now before Jared Leto begins to age. Because even though he hasn't really aged much in the last 20 years, it catches up to all of us. So let's do it while he still can. And the next question, Iron Claw. We're all excited for December because this movie's coming out. They did an interview where they had Seth. Wow, I'm forgetting names all of a sudden. Just because I was talking about Seth Rollins, I said Seth, but yeah. So they had Jeremy Allen White, who is in the movie.
Yeah,
they had Zac Efron, and they had someone else, but I can't remember his name right now.
Uh-huh.
And they asked them if WWE or if any promotion called, would y'all be willing to get into the ring? And all three of them seriously said yes. So so you obviously know who Zac Efron is. There's no need to explain that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to focus on the other one. Do you know who Jeremy Allen White is?
I've heard of him. I don't know if I've seen him in anything.
Do you know Shameless? The TV?
Yes. Okay, yes.
So he played Lip Gallagher
Okay,
Unless-
I've never I didn't see the show, but my sister saw the show, so they've told me about him.
Okay. Do you think if they were to, out of those two, who do you think would have a serious thing to do in pro wrestling if they ever went into it? And I'm not saying like a main event type thing.
Yeah,
It can be like a WrestleMania celebrity bit. Who do you think? Who would you have come in?
I would say Zac Efron. I know that they prepared hard for this role. They had to get in shape for this role,
Uh-huh.
and I mean Zac Efron did do a movie with The Rock, so come
Exactly.
Right.
on.
So
Which shows you his range too. I mean, because
Yeah.
Baywatch was a comedy. This is more of like a serious drama.
And he's done musicals.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So here's what I threw out.
Yeah, he did musicals in high school or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I don't know. I don't do many
We're being
musicals.
sarcastic, friend.
Yeah, I know. But
He
here's
did like 3 of them.
so here's what I brought up. You do a WrestleMania celebrity versus celebrity match
Uh-huh.
because even though we're not in WrestleMania season yet, we're close to it. We're
And by
gonna
the time this movie comes out, it'll be WrestleMania season.
yes.
Almost.
Almost.
So here's what I said. You do a celebrity versus celebrity match. And the only reason I brought this guy up is because once again, Andrew brought him up. So you do Zac Efron versus Bad Bunny. And the build-up, the whole time, Zac Efron is teasing, I have had someone from the pro wrestling world working with me, training with me, getting me ready to beat Bad Bunny's ass, which is what's going to happen. It's my prediction.
Yeah, because I'm assuming Zac Efron knows how to do the Iron Claw now.
Oh, yeah. He has to by now. So not only are you the main star of this movie, but you've also have someone working with you. And we can go one of two scenarios here. Either scenario you go with, this person, whichever it may be, is coming down to be in his corner for his Mania match. My first scenario, this is the debut of MJF in WWE. And he has MJF in his corner. Or you can go Andrew's route, which I also thought of, but it was more of both of them being in his corner. But I could see it the other way where it's just Kevin Von Erich in his corner. Yeah. Either way, it would work, and I would love it. Because you either get Kevin Von Erich on WWE TV again, in a way, again, air quotes.
Yeah.
Or you would get the fucking debut of MJF in WWE. Either way, I would love it. Which one of those would you love to see most?
Well, yeah, though that's hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard decision.
Or we can go my way, and I said he had both of them in his corner.
I would say it would be a bigger surprise to see MJF in WWE, even though I know this is most likely not going to happen. Because I think behind the scenes, I think he has resigned with AEW.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not going to say it yet. But yeah, I would like to see MJF debuting in WWE.
Yeah, I think that would be, even though both, again, like I said, both of them would be badass moments. I think this one would hold more weight as to what's to come in the future. So I would have MJF as well, but I would love either of those.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Marshall and Ross Von Erich to be signed to a major promotion.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
need to see them on either AEW or WWE.
and that goes to something else Andrew said during our news and when we were talking about Iron Claw, wondering who's all going to be in the movie, and if
I wonder if those
any-
two are in the movie.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Maybe playing other wrestlers from that time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like maybe, I don't know, jobbers from
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat Up or something.
Yeah.
And you don't only have to use them for that. Like you can have them in the background as well during some scenes where we would definitely recognize who they are. So, hell yeah. There's a lot to see as to what's going to happen with the Iron Claw movie, but that just goes to show you some of what we talked about during the news. So that covers the majority of it. So now that we've had our moments for WWE, I'm going to go back to Johnny and get his moment for AEW.
Okay. Well, I haven't been paying much attention to AEW lately just because of the World Series. Because I haven't been watching live wrestling in a couple weeks, but now that's over. My Rangers won the title, but so now going back to watching wrestling. But so I didn't see much of AEW, but a couple little things from Rampage. First, I thought it was funny that they went to the back with RJ City. He was going to reintroduce Danhausen. He said, "I'm here to announce the return of Danhausen." And Danhausen comes out. He's like, "No, not yet. Next week. Next week will be the return." He's like, "Okay, well, then next week will be the return of Danhausen." Also, MJF has another challenger.
Yeah.
Daniel Garcia said that he wants to go after MJF's title. So that's
and we're getting it on Wednesday.
yeah. So
Okay, so I know you saw my arms. But y'all obviously can't see down here. I was doing the thrust in my chair.
So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm excited and I'm intrigued with this Daniel Garcia decision because that's someone I wouldn't have even thought of
Yeah.
to go up against MJF. And I'm 95% sure MJF is going to win that match.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's Daniel Garcia. You don't know. The one thing I know that is going to happen in that match, thrust off. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm just here for the fun.
Yeah.
You know? It's like
all of
I've
a
said many
sudden,
times.
all of a sudden, Max is turned into Moxley, was defending this title every week.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy.
Well, Mox did it too when he was
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
AEW champ.
But
Yeah.
more recently, Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and on Danhausen, I think AEW dropped the ball a little by not bringing him back closer to Halloween.
Mm. Yeah. There's a couple of things that could have been done differently.
Yeah.
Being it was Halloween season, but it happened. I think they did enough there.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed. I had fun.
Yeah.
This Halloween month.
Did
I'm not going to enjoy the next 2 months.
you
but-
see what Danhausen went as for Halloween? He was Barbiehausen.
Yes, I did see that. And just one more note, since we're on Halloween, how lucky was that fucking kid who's just trick or treating, goes up to a door, trick or treat,
Finn Balor.
as fucking Finn Balor.
And he's wearing a Finn Balor costume.
Yeah, and he's
Oh.
wearing a Finn Balor costume.
That's, yeah, that's. I mean, that's ironic, or I don't think
Or
it was staged. I don't know it was staged. Like maybe he just came up to the door with the Finn Balor costume, and then they said, "Oh, let's do that again just to film it."
Maybe. Because when the video cuts in, they're like halfway into it. So
Yeah.
who knows what happened beforehand?
Yeah.
Right.
But it's like I told Andrew, if I had a kid and I took him trick or treating, and Finn Balor opened the door, and the kid went to go take a picture with him, like, get the fuck out of here! I know you're my son, but I'm going to take a picture with Finn Balor.
I'd have been on the other side. Get them both in the picture.
Yeah, me first. But that, that would just make me a bad parent. But who knows? But yeah, I thought that was a pretty funny video to watch.
Yeah.
I like that it happened.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you had anything else to say before we move on to Andrew's.
No, that was it.
All right. Well, Andrew, what was your moment for AEW this week?
It was from Dynamite, I think. Yes. It was actually the kickoff to Dynamite, the International Championship Orange Cassidy versus Claudio match, which was very freaking good.
Yeah.
Claudio was dominant the whole dang match. And unfortunately, he didn't get the win. Cassidy just, his resiliency had him do, a quick small package win or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was a small package.
Yeah. But he just got beat the whole time. And he just wouldn't stay down. But after the match, Claudio standing in the ring. Cassidy's on the ramp. You hear Moxley's music. Moxley walks down to the ring, gets in the ring. For some reason, Orange Cassidy gets up and charges Moxley in the ring and gets beat down.
Yeah.
And finally, after five or so minutes, Claudio walks over slowly and pulls Moxley off Orange Cassidy and lets Orange Cassidy leave.
Yeah.
And then you get Moxley challenging Orange Cassidy for a match at All Out. Or, no, at Full Gear.
Full Gear.
Yeah.
Because he said that he was supposed to fight Phoenix this week, and Orange took his spot, so he's taking his spot back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what Orange Cassidy was thinking, because
Why would you charge the ring?
yeah,
You just fought Claudio. You're beat up, and you're going to the ring to jump fully Mox with no.
yeah. And just because of what Orange Cassidy said whenever he regained the championship, where he said, "I'm gonna defend it with all my life. Like, I'm gonna take this seriously this time, because last time he got worn down, and at the very end of it, he was just like, in a way, he was glad that someone took it from him because he was tired. Like that's the character they were playing with him. But this time he wants to take it seriously. So maybe he does beat Moxley. But I could also see it going the other way. I don't know. It's going to be a very fun match, though.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can go many different ways as far as what I want my moment to be. I have 3, but
I had to. I had to choose.
so I'm just gonna quickly bring up my runners up just because this first one shocked me. The ROH 6-man tag team championship match. Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony beating Hangman Page and the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
I did not expect that to happen so soon.
Yeah, you had
I
Swerve with the
did
strap
not
hanging
expect
in.
it to be Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony. So that was an interesting choice. We'll see what happens now that they have lost the ROH Tag Championships. My second runner-up, Sky Blue versus Marina Shafir. I thought that was a very solid match, and everything that's been just the continuing push of Sky Blue.
She is getting a lot of attention lately.
Yeah.
Her and Willow.
2024 is going to be a hell of a year for Sky Blue. And if she's not like women's champion somewhere in 2024, I'd be surprised just because of the push she's been getting. And her missing Julia Hart in the face.
Yeah.
I was about to say Julia Face in the heart.
Missing Julia Face in the heart.
Julia Face in the heart.
She has blue mist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
she
sky
has
blue mist.
Hell yes. So yeah, man, just her continuing push. I hope they continue that and keep it as serious as it has been well into 2024. But for my true moment, and I'd have to say that I love this, the 69-day celebration.
Oh, I thought you were going the other one.
What do you mean?
Where Max takes the hit for MJF and pushes him out of the way. He's laying on his back and he does this.
They finally scissor.
Max and
Yeah.
Max and Max.
Max and
Scissor.
Max. Yeah.
Yeah, Max and Max. But as great as that moment was, the 69-day celebration of their title reign
Yes.
was great.
I love Daddy Ass.
But what I loved even more, and it was something that I was not expecting, is Dalton Castle and the boys coming out because they had an open challenge. And yeah, the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus Dalton Castle and the boys. I know Andrew doesn't. I know how he feels about Dalton Castle and the boys, but you can't deny that this is fun.
Yeah, especially on the 69 celebration.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was to one of the boys, but the Shiver Me Timbers. Yeah, just a fun match, bro. And this is what I've been saying. Like, it's all about the fun matches with me at times. And the Acclaimed is one of those that have the perfect mix of being serious but being funny at the same time. So, yeah, just them.
I love the line where Daddy Ass asked, "How can I 69 everybody in here?"
Yeah. I mean, you can stand that. Well, and you would have to tell everybody we all got to exit out of one door, one side of the arena, and you just have Billy Gunn standing outside to every single person that comes out. I don't know how long it would take, but
No, he didn't want to scissor everybody. He wanted 69.
69.
well, I mean,
Have
the
him
69 and the scissor.
have him standing upside down at the door.
Doing a headstand.
Yeah. But the 69 and the scissor, they go hand in hand. So I'll just take the.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
Never mind. This has gone somewhere else. We ventured off into areas we shouldn't
Of
have.
course it does.
But that always happens here. So we should, whatever. I've already lost what I was trying to say. But hell yeah, man. Just having fun and the Acclaim continuing to have fun after a couple of months ago, people were like, we're not too sure about the Acclaimed anymore. Like they weren't getting cheered as much as they used to, but it's picked back up. So I'm glad to see them in this spot. But yeah, everybody loves the Acclaimed. Now even MJF. So hell yes, we love this shit. So yeah,
MJF in his pink attire with the pink scarf.
Yeah, that was it. It's great to see MJF in this spot because we've never really seen him in this light until he started hanging out with Adam Cole. So, and we have to wait and see when Adam Cole's able to return and if they're able to pick that up. So yeah, there's plenty of stuff coming. That's going to be great. So yeah, lots of great things to look forward to. We'll see what Raw has in store for tonight. And can't wait for Daniel Garcia versus MJF on Wednesday. So it's going to be another great week. But to see how it goes, like always, it is time to stump the brain.
Okay. ROH. Who is the longest reigning TV champion?
Well, I think now at this point, I think it's a bit Samoa Joe.
Yes. It was Jay Lethal at 567 days. But I think Friday, Samoa Joe passed him.
Yeah.
So now Samoa Joe's at 572 days or something. So yeah, it's Samoa Joe.
And he straight jumped on that question as soon as it happened.
Yeah, because I remember Samoa Joe. He made his return at last year's Supercard of Honor, which we were there for in Garland.
Hell yeah!
And it wasn't long after that he won the TV title over Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah. I'm just checking Twitter real quick to see if anything else has happened while we've been live, because I know sometimes things do, but it looks like we're in the clear.
So there's something interesting that possibly could happen, maybe not, but with these whole TV rights negotiations, and that's that we still don't know where NXT and Raw are going to land. NBC Universal, which airs Raw, NXT, and soon to be SmackDown on USA, they're interested in buying the rights for the NBA. If they buy the rights to the NBA off of Warner Brothers Discovery, that doesn't leave much money to sign Raw and NXT.
Mm-hmm.
If they do sign the rights to NBA, that actually frees up money for Warner Brothers Discovery to be able to buy other properties, which could also include Raw and NXT. So, just something to think about there.
If I had a choice, just to see how it goes, because there's definitely going to be some good crossover and some funny crossover. Warner Brothers
Yeah.
acquiring.
Because you know what? That way, if they did that, there's not a possibility of Raw being run on the same night as Dynamite.
That too.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
We keep Raw where it's at, and we also get some funny shit happening.
And I know I mentioned this before that Warner Brothers Discovery, they already bought BT Sports in the UK, which airs WWE programming, and renamed it TNT Sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hear me out. Because just a quick thing, since we're talking Warner Brothers, right? And them possibly being able to pull this off. I feel dumb that I brought this up and I can't remember the name. Okay, I just remember the name. My mind blanks at times. Y'all know this. But I was able to think of the name. So, if Warner Brothers does acquire like Raw and NXT, I need them to make a third movie just because the second one, from the commercial itself, from the trailer, I could tell that it wasn't for me. So I would need a third Space Jam movie, but you use WWE stars. That's what I want. Since you brought it up, this is going deep into something that could probably happen if they acquire Raw and NXT.
And you get The Rock to play the role of Don Cheadle.
Yes. See, look, we are actively somewhat casting here. So, hell yeah. I just want to see it happen because I didn't watch the second one because fuck LeBron.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. When Don Cheadle was the main character besides LeBron.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it either.
No,
Well, he was the main actor, I should say.
I watched the first one. I didn't
Yeah.
watch the second one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. First one's greatness.
Yes,
Second-
Michael and Wayne Knight.
Yeah. Second one didn't deserve the time of day. But yeah, fun stuff possibly coming down the line if that happens. But for now, we'll just focus on what's going to go down this week. So like always, if you have any questions or comments, WrestleLost@gmail.com, WrestleLost on Facebook. Don't forget to follow and sub here on Twitch and on our Facebook page as well. And follow our TikTok at WrestleLostPod. So, one last note. We will be doing our Wrestling with Conspiracies next Monday. So definitely tune in for that. We will keep the topic secret for now. So,
I'm glad you said that because I was about to say it.
yeah. So we will keep it secret for now. So until next Monday, hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week. And see you then.
See you next week.